Good evening and welcome to the NFHS Network's coverage of the CIF San Diego Section Baseball Championships. We're here for the San Diego Section Division I final here at Tony Gwynn Stadium on the campus of San Diego State with the number 1 seed Grossmont Foothillers coming in at 18-13 record, and Westview, the surprise team of the tournament, the Cinderella, number 11 seed with a 12-21 record, coming in trying to win this D1 title. I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy, and Thomas, on paper, this one shows that Grossmont should dominate, but at the same time, Westview has been the underdog throughout the tournament, and they keep on winning.
Andrew, really, it just comes down to what we see even in professional level. The hot team kind of gets on a roll, and they're tough to take them out, and that's what basically happened here with the Westview Wolverines. As you mentioned, 12-21 record, but somehow they're in this championship game, and they just have to play seven innings of good baseball to get a D1 title. So that's all that matters to them, and it should be an exciting contest.
We saw the first game, the D3 final. Valhalla defeated San Pasquale in a thriller that came down to the final batter before Valhalla escaped that one with the victory. And this one shapes up to be pretty good in its own right. And we'll see here shortly. Grossmont, the number 1 seed in the white uniforms, Westview, the road team, in their road uniforms.
Yeah, sorry, we didn't have time to give you the lineups here, but
Jaden Wilcox, the starting pitcher for Grossmont. And leading off for Westview is Jackson Naw.
And we're underway, Andrew, with the ball.
So 1-0 pitch. Wilcox not wasting any time. Fires that one in there for strike one. You got to like that. When he gets the ball, he's ready to fire. 1-1. Here comes the third one.
He's not fooling around, is he?
That one misses 2-1. Yeah, the last game we saw, both starting pitchers, were a little deliberate, took a lot of time to kind of get their pitch off, and definitely not the case so far with Jaden Wilcox.
We'll get you that defense after this next pitch for you.
That one hit sharply towards second. It's going to get through for a hit. Will it find the gap? No, it's just going to be a single, but a great way for Westview to start off with the single from the leadoff batter, Jackson No.
Let's give the defense for the Grossmont Foothills. Over at first base is Justin Brown. Second base, Brody Romero. Shortstop, Anthony Mata. Over at third base, Isaiah Gomez. The outfield left to right, Zachary Farris in left. Keani Valdez in center, and Danny Anez in right. Brandon Smith behind the dish. And as Andrew mentioned, Jaden Wilcox on the mound.
Patrick McClellan, the third baseman now for Westview, comes to the plate. And that one misses. It'll be 1-0. Again, Westview comes in as the number 11 seed, making their way through the tournament. Going up against the number 1 seed, Grossmont. 1-0 pitch. That one is hit high and foul towards the third base side. Is there room? No, it's going to get out of play, and the count evens up at 1-1. Under the lights here on the campus of San Diego State. Beautiful baseball field here in Tony Gwynn Stadium.
Yeah, great facility.
Better be $5 for a thing of M&Ms. Got to keep it up somehow.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I think to everybody online, too.
So 1-1, nobody out. Runner at first, McClellan at the plate. Pickoff move, back in time is Nah.
Nah looks like one of those pesky type of players there that can kind of get underneath your skin.
That one misses. 1-1 to count, or 2-1.
Taking a conservative lead here to start it off.
Jaden Wilcox, only a sophomore, getting the starting nod here in this championship game.
He's a big guy.
Bright future. A couple more years of eligibility as he throws that one past McClellan for strike 2.
Yeah, might have taken a little speed off of that one, Andrew. Get the count even. Two and two.
And that one swung on a miss. Perfect placement. First strikeout of the game, and McClellan goes down swinging for out number 1.
Yeah, he kept moving the strike zone out and out and out, and finally got him swinging there.
Ryan Cho now, the first baseman, comes to the plate. Pickoff move back in plenty of time. Jackson now led things off with a single. McClellan strikes out. Now Ryan Cho.
Cho stands deep in the batter's box.
Swung on and missed. Strike 1.
His foot kind of right on the line there.
This is the second game tonight. You'll be back here tomorrow for 2 more in the Open Division, and Division 2 will be played here. And then Division 4 and 5 up at Poway High School. All those games will be live here on the NFHS network as Cho fouls that one back for strike 2.
Yep, you and our good buddy Jared Nelson will be up in Poway tomorrow. Try to catch a little bit of your game before I head over here.
Yeah, 12 and 3:30 are those start times, and yours, I believe, are what,
3:30 and 7.
Oh and 2. Wilcox ahead. Fires, and good eye there by Cho to hold off. Ball 1.
Yeah, but a hard thrower like Wilcox, I'm always intrigued on how long it takes you to get adjusted to the way they throw. He comes right at you.
1-2 pitch. That one low and away, evens up the count at 2.
Nice play there by Smith, the catcher. Keep the ball out in front of him. Not the same amount of crowd right now as we had in the first game, Andrew. Maybe a few more fans.
2-2 pitch is low for ball 3. So Wilcox, and we'll have a quick visit to the mound. Brandon Smith will talk to his young pitcher.
And that's a good thing to do right there if you're Brandon Smith, the junior. Just wants to settle down the young kid.
Got to be a little bit of nerves. Playing for a section title.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. D1 champ will be decided here before we leave tonight.
Another pickoff move back in plenty of time.
As you mentioned earlier, Andrew, we really caught a break with the weather. The last few days, I didn't know if we were going to maybe be sitting here a little bit in a rain delay or whatnot.
That one chopped to the shortstop. Nice stop, but he's not going to have a play. Keeps it in the infield, but an infield single for Ryan Cho.
Yeah, right there. Mata showed great range over there as he went deep in the hole at short. And by the time he picked the ball up, he made a smart play because you make a throw over to first base. It could skip on the first baseman, and then you're allowing now to possibly go to third or even more highly likely scoring on that type of play.
Well, that brings up the cleanup batter, Leo Mosby. Runners at first and second, one away. That one's fouled off. Strike 1. Yeah, perfect weather throughout today. A little bit chilly outside now, but clear. No rain in sight. First game was absolutely perfect weather-wise.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see if this chilly weather makes the ball less travelable in the air.
That one swung on a miss. That was out of the zone. Mosby doing Wilcox a favor, chasing after that.
Yeah, he was way out in front. Good call there.
Oh, and 2. Big pitch here for Wilcox trying to get out of an early jam. Runners at first and second, one away. Fire swung on and missed. Strike 3, the second strikeout of the inning. Yeah, I'll bring up Kanoa Williams.
Boy, that was a big out there for Grossmont. Now you're just really one pitch away from getting out of this inning. If you can get Williams to pop the ball up.
And Williams takes that one low and away. Grossmont making the short trek over from Grossmont High to San Diego State in, less than 10 minutes? Probably about, without traffic, probably about, 7 minutes or so? Westview coming down from Interstate 15.
Yep, just off the 56.
That one swung on a miss. Decent-sized crowd here for both sides. This game's starting a little bit later. We saw our first game. The crowd was a little slim at first because of the awkward starting time. Of course, with the holiday traffic. But this game's starting late. No excuse.
No, and it looks like it's growing, too.
1-1. That one in there for strike two. Wilcox one strike away from getting out of this.
Right now, he seems a little bit more in focus right now on what he needs to do.
That one in the dirt. Nice stop. The runner's going to try to go to third, and he may have beaten. No, he's out. I thought he might have gotten underneath the tag, but a nice throw there by Smith, and gets the runner trying to advance to third. And that will do it for the top half of the first. No score on the NFHS Network.
Back here on the NFHS Network as we get ready to go to the bottom of the first inning. Let's give you the Grossmont Foothills starting lineup. Leading off, number 9, Zachary Farris, the left fielder. Batting second, number 24, Brody Romero, the second baseman. Over in batting third is number 14, Keone Valdez, and he will be playing center field. Number 29, the right fielder, Danny Iez. He's hitting cleanup. Batting fifth, the first baseman, number 10, Justin Brown. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, James Odom, number 4. Number 8, Anthony Mata, the shortstop, will be batting seventh. Batting 8, number 21, the catcher, Brandon Smith. And batting ninth, number 3, the third baseman, Isaiah Gomez. Quickly, the defense for Westview. At first base is Ryan Chow. Second base, Keone Williams. Over at short, Leo Mosby. Third base, Patrick McCullen. The outfield left to right, Luke Warrington in left. Jackson now in center. Tyler Overbo in right field. Behind the dish, J.P. Rocha. And on the mound, Kelton Stowell for the Westview Wolverines.
Zachary Ferris to lead it off for the Foothillers. Trying to get Grossmont ahead, get their young pitcher some breathing room. Jaden Wilcox, again, the sophomore, getting out of that first inning jam without giving up a run. Now Zachary Ferris at the plate, batting from the left side. That one way outside, ball one.
Stowell Andrew, a senior. So a little contrast here. Senior going up against a sophomore.
That one fouled back. Evens up the count at 1. Return the foul ball, you get a free soda. Here you go, see? There you go. I should have brought a foul ball over there for the water we got. I'm not bitter or anything about the $5 M&Ms and $4 water, but
you've had a rough time with the concessions the last 2 weeks.
I'm used to high school snack bar prices where you get a water for $1 and M&Ms for $1 and you're good to go.
Mm-hmm.
I got water and M&Ms today, and it cost me $9.
Times are tough.
Welcome to San Diego State compared to tomorrow Poway High School.
Exactly. 2-1.
That one misses 2-1.
And we got that people out here now with the they got the vouchers now, so you don't have to go all the way to the snack bar.
That one chopped to short slowly, and Mosby's going to have to hurry, and he won't get there. It's going to be an infield single for Zachary Ferris.
Wow, just unbelievable kind of where he pool shot there as it came a long way. McClellan came a long way off at third. Mosby kept us charging in. It got past McClellan and went to Mosby. It came to Mosby. He had no chance to get Ferris. So the lead base runner now on for the Foothillers here in the bottom of the first.
Brody Romero comes up batting second. Romero, the second baseman. Runner on first, nobody out. That one taken for strike one.
No problem with the lights here at Tony Gwynn Stadium, Andrew. It is well lit.
Yeah.
You can't say you lost it because it's too dark.
That one misses upstairs, evens up the count at 1-1. No sun in our eyes today. You and I were calling a lacrosse game last week, and that sun was pretty
girls lacrosse
unbearable.
My retina's still paining. Still feeling the pains from my retina injury.
IL. Swung on a miss, strike two.
Challenged with a high fastball there, did Stowell.
Yeah, Romero went after it. This Grossmont uniform looks like the old school Brewers. The pinstripe and
Bernie Brewer days, right?
Robin Yount.
Paul Molitor, Mike Gantner.
Swung on a miss, strike three. As Romero goes down swinging, the first strikeout of the day for Kelton Stowell. One away, runner at first. That brings up Keone Valdez.
Yeah, I like the way Stowell pitched right there, Andrew. He kept raising the strike zone high. And right there, Romero just kind of swung underneath it as he challenged him with a good high fastball.
That one hits the corner for strike one. Still on a little bit of a roll here. Grossmont comes in with an 18-13 overall record. Meanwhile, Westview 12-21. And you got to figure a lot of those wins came in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they entered the playoffs again as the number 11 seed and just got hot at the right time.
Unbelievable.
Nice movement on that, but just misses. Much to the dismay of the Westview fans. You can hear some groaning out there. That looked like it hit the plate from up here anyway.
Now Stowell looking at his defense, making sure they're set. I don't know if somebody said something to him.
It's runner at first, one away, 1-1 the count. Keone Valdez at the plate. Valdez the center fielder. And hits a mile high. Stowell comes in, and he misses it. And that shouldn't have been his play. That should have been the first baseman's ball. Ryan Cho should have came in there and called off the pitcher.
I agree with you, Andrew, but I think Stowell chased off Cho, excuse me, because Cho came down the line and looked like he had a good read on it, and then Stowell just kind of yelled something, and he veered off to his right. And then chaos began.
Now, if you're Grossmont, you got to take advantage of that. That's a free out that you got. Or get an extra strike.
Yeah, you're exactly right there.
But yeah, I mean, you're taught the position player needs to come in and make that play.
Yeah, exactly.
The pitcher's running off the mound, and I agree with you. I think he was calling him off, but the first baseman should take charge there. But hey, nope, this is mine. He was running down at it towards it, whereas the pitcher has to find his way off the mound. engage it.
And pitchers are kind of quirky. You do that, and they might disrupt their rhythm as that one goes over the press box here, and somebody in the mezzanine in the concourse will probably have a free drink.
Don't get me started.
Back to the action.
1-2 the count. That last was a hit and run that was fouled out. The runner is going. Let's see if they keep that play on. And Valdez swings and chases it for strike 3. Nice pitch there. A lot of movement.
Did that look out of the strike zone, Andrew?
Yeah, it looked like it fell right at the end there. And so Stowell redeems himself after the misplay on the pop-up with the strikeout. That brings up Danny Yanez, the right fielder.
Yanez right on home plate. You try to throw inside on him, you might be hitting him.
And that one misses. Ball 1.
We're already getting the what's up, Blue?
We're only in the bottom of the first. But you're right. Yanez is right on the plate.
Pitcher taking too long on the mound. Yanez does the right thing, steps out of the batter's box momentarily.
Swung on and miss. Evens up the count at 1. Justin Brown waits on deck.
And right now you see early on, Grossmont is trying to pull that pitch from that Stowell's throwing on the outside, and they're just not coming anywhere near making contact with that pitch.
That one upstairs for ball 2. Two and 1, 2 out. A long first inning. That one fouled back. I don't think Yanez meant to swing there. He was kind of more in a defense mode.
I think he stepped into the pitch and didn't realize it was going to come that close to him.
So 2 and 2. Stoll has a chance to strike out the side, minus the hit he gave up. And again, the hit from Ferris was a little cue shot to the shortstop, so it wasn't necessarily hit hard, just hitting the right spot. So still doing a good job here getting Grossmont off balance. And that one hit a mile high.
Oh, I got it. It's over our head.
It's going to land on our roof.
Ooh.
Right next to us. Literally right next to us.
Told you I had it.
Fan in the blue. And here comes the San Diego State.
We got a fan that's a little disappointed because he can't find the baseball to get that drink. I feel sorry for him.
2 and 2 with 2 outs.
Now he realizes
there goes the ball.
Patron to his left got the voucher. Such is life.
2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Stoll strikes out the side after giving up that initial infield single, and that will do it for inning number 1. We'll head to the top of the second. We're scoreless on the NFHS Network. Back on the NFHS Network, I'm Andrew Jensen alongside Thomas Conroy. Well, top of the second, Canoa Williams is back at the plate. He was at the plate when the runner was thrown out at third. So Williams another crack at it. He falls behind 0-1.
Good for him. He gets a new count.
This time nobody on base.
Yeah.
This one chopped foul. He falls behind quickly 0-2.
That is a downfall. I agree with that.
Canoa Williams, the second baseman for Westview. Wolverines. You had a chance to see their volleyball team recently, correct?
Yeah, they're really good. They won a division title about 3 weekends ago. No, 2 weekends ago, excuse me.
That one ripped foul towards the third base side. You and I saw Grossmont girls basketball a few months ago at UCSD. They lost in their division championship game, but both these teams represented well with their team. I know Grossmont's football team made it far into the playoffs this year as well. Good year of athletics for the Foothillers. That one taken for a ball.
And that's really cool when you can have that, Andrew, you have that kind of season where it seems like all your teams are going far in the playoffs. It makes for a memorable school year.
Especially if you're a senior. It's a good way to go out.
Yeah, exactly.
And good at bat here from Williams. He fell behind 0-2, and now it's a full count.
Now Brandon Smith goes back out to the young pitcher, Jaden Wilcox.
Don't want to wait or walk the leadoff batter. Tyler Overbo waits on deck. That one hit to first, fielded by Brown. He'll handle it himself. Step on the bag for out number one.
That was like a muscle ball. Came in on him really tight, and he kind of just muscled it out to the first baseman.
Overbo now will come to the plate with nobody on, one out.
It's really going to be interesting in this game, Andrew, to see right now, because it seems like both pitchers are in a decent groove and rhythm. As there goes a pitch outside, who's going to make the first mistake? Will it be a big hit, or will it be a mental mistake by a defender that kind of the other team capitalized on? That'll be the intriguing part here this evening.
That one hits the corner for strike one. 1-1 the count. That one fouled off to the right side. 1-2. Jaden Wilcox, sophomore pitcher.
Coming back here to campus. The one thing I'm always amazed, Andrew, is how many buildings they are building on this campus every time I go away and come back.
And there's strike three. Overbo takes it down the middle. That is the third strikeout of the game. And that brings up J.P. Rocha.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Wilcox. He got the outside corner. Overbo was not protecting it, and he let that ball go by thinking that was going to be called a ball, but it was not.
Rocha takes the first one for a ball. That one fouled away down the right field line, 1-1. You'll have a good one tomorrow in the Open Division final. You got Poway taking on Eastlake.
Yeah.
A lot of talent in those schools. That one, the nightcap, 7:30 tomorrow night. That one way outside for ball two.
We saw Eastlake down at Petco Park. That big extravaganza.
In the game prior to that, you'll have Classical Academy taking on Sage Creek.
Now, looking forward to that. Sage Creek has had a good season. We caught them in a couple of championship games.
That one grounded to second. Romero fields it cleanly over to first for out number 3, and that will do it for the top half of the second inning. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the bottom half in just a sec. We're scoreless on the NFHS Network. Back on the NFHS Network as we head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Justin Brown, James Odom, and Anthony Mata, the scheduled batters. Game kind of dragging along a little bit here, huh?
Yes.
Old-fashioned.
I just wanted to check that time. No, I'm only
this game started later because of the first game lasted a long time. Now this game moving along, pitching duel. A lot of strikeouts. We had Grossmont struck out, if I could talk properly, had the leadoff single to open the first inning, and then they struck out 3 times in a row, and then Westview has 3 strikeouts in their 6 plate appearances, so a lot of Ks in the early going here.
Yeah, it'll be Brown, Odom, and Mata here for the Foothillers.
Kelton Stowell fires, and that one in there, strike 1. That one cued back for a strike 2. So Thomas, those dorms on the left, they weren't here when you were going to school here?
Oh, no.
So those are brand new. It looks like they're building something new right in behind in the outfield.
Yeah.
Folks at home can see that. So the whole new development over here. This stadium didn't exist when you were going to school here?
It just...
or did it just opened?
Yeah, it just opened.
That one in there, strike 3. Another strikeout. That's 4 strikeouts in a row for Stowell as Brown goes down looking.
Because I don't know if it was the first year, but it was the '98 season. The New York Yankees came out here and played an exhibition game against the Aztecs. And it was pretty cool. At that time, there were seats out in right field. As they don't have those anymore.
Who won that game?
I think the Yankees did, but that doesn't really matter. It was just cool, really. One of the cool moments is there goes a pitch outside that I'll remember is some of the Yankee players walking over to the Aztec dugout and sitting with the players for like innings. It was like, you would see Derek Jeter and Darryl Strawberry. I remember Strawberry. My brother and I were sitting out in right field, and Strawberry hit a ball that went completely over our heads, and God knows where that ball is. If I find that, I'm not giving that up for a voucher.
Yeah, I was gonna say you better get a thing of M&Ms with that.
Yeah, but he had a shot to right field that was really almost hit out of this universe the way he just hit it. But it was kind of cool to see the interaction between the big bad Yankees and the Aztecs. But at that time, we're kind of a struggling college program. Well, not struggling, but up and down.
That one in there for a strike, 2-1. Yeah, I mean that was
not as consistent as they are now.
Well, just their sports in general. I mean, the football was strong back then, but basketball wasn't big until Steve Fisher got here in early 2000s.
Yeah.
Baseball was always kind of under the radar, and now it's just a pretty solid program all the way around. That down low, 3-1. So the first time Stowell's been in trouble here.
And this is what always baffles me about baseball. As you mentioned, Andrew, he struck out 4 straight batters, and now on Odom, the designated hitter, he's 3-1.
Looking for our first run of the game. Both teams have 1 hit, or Westview has 2 hits. That went outside, ball 4. So after 4 strikeouts in a row, Odom takes a base on balls.
And nothing really near home plate for Odom to hit. So good eye for James Odom.
Anthony Mata now comes to the plate. Mata, the shortstop. Long look over to first. And that one upstairs, so all of a sudden the command issue.
Yeah. You would think maybe Rocha would come out and talk to the pitcher. Kind of settle him down here.
1-0 to Anthony Mata, the shortstop. That one hit deep and hard towards left, and the left fielder got a great beat on it and makes the out.
Luke Warrington.
Yeah, he got a great beat, wasn't fooled at all. But that was hit cleanly. That was the hardest ball, the first contact we've seen since the first batter.
Yeah.
And that one was hit sharply, but the left fielder making a good play for out number 2.
Yeah, you were getting ready for your home run call there, I noticed.
And he struck that pretty well, but it kind of just died in the air. And as you mentioned earlier, the cold weather may have killed that a little bit because it looked like he was headed a long way, and it just kind of died.
And it looked like he kind of hit it a little bit down on his bat there. So you're unless you have tremendous power, that ball's going to kind of die out there near the warning track area unless you hit it on the sweet spot of the bat.
So 2 away, and that brings up Brandon Smith, who flies the first one towards right, and it's going to drop in for a base hit. And the runner will head over to third. Odom makes it to third, so runners at the corners with 2 outs. We'll bring up the number 9 batter, Isaiah Gomez.
Yeah, good piece of hitting there by Brandon Smith, the catcher, went the opposite way and just kind of bounced it right in front of Overbo, the right fielder, for the base hit.
Gomez, the third baseman, has a chance to knock in the game's first run.
And still well now, steps off the mound.
Curveball misses. Zach Ferris waits on deck. He had the infield single to get things going in the first. So if this inning continues, he will be the next batter.
Big moment here for the Foothills so they can get on board here and take a little control of this game.
Man, that one hits the corner for a strike one. 1-1.
All the good pitchers will tell you, Andrew, situations like this, you just gotta kind of just make it that you're playing catch with the catcher right there, and not try to think too much.
That one misses. 2-1. You can call it. Colton Stoll struck out 4 in a row. Then all of a sudden a walk, a hard fly ball out to left field, and then a single. So after that last strikeout, this location hasn't quite been there.
No, it has not. But the good thing for him, he's just 1 pitch away from getting out of this jam.
Misses. He's also 1 pitch away from bases loaded with the leadoff batter up. This is the guy you want. You don't want the top of the order coming up with a lot of runners on. And swung on and missed, took a little off, evens up the count, or makes it a full count at 3-2.
Yeah, great pitch there by Stowell. He took a little bit off, as Andrew mentioned, but kept the same arm motion as his other pitches, and that got the batter way out in front, Isaiah Gomez. He could not hold up.
Full count now. They're going to try the old fake the third over the first move.
He started that.
Didn't they? I think they banned that in major leagues now. I don't think they're allowed to do it.
Yeah, it wasn't Kevin Brown that used to do it. I always remember him doing it. I don't know if he started it, but.
Full count. Swung on and missed, and Stoll gets out of it with
Wow.
Isaiah Gomez swinging and missing for strike 3, the 5th strikeout of the evening, and that will do it for the second. We'll step aside, come back to the top of the third here on the NFHS Network. Back here for the top of the third. It'll be the Jason Wright will be the scheduled batter, and I'll pass the play-by-play duties over to you, Thomas.
Thank you, Andrew. As you mentioned, Wright stepping in, left-hand hitter. First pitch by Wilcox, and there goes a sinking liner. Nice play by the shortstop. Throws over to first in time. What a play by Anthony Mata. Smart play, too, because he didn't know whether or not he short-hopped the ball. Still made a strong throw over to Brown for the put-out, 6-3.
That looked initially like it was going straight to center field for a base hit. And Mata showing his inner Manny Machado or Fernando Tatis Jr., whatever you prefer. But that was a great play.
I prefer Chris Gomez, but I'll go with your two picks. First pitch away, ball one.
I'll go with Ozzie Smith. I'll see you.
Okay, there you go. Whoa. I think you just called me and won the hand.
Or we can go Gary Templeton. I can play this game all day.
There you go. Well, I can go old school into Hernandez.
Sean Dunson, go a completely different team.
There you go. Larry Boa. I can go with you, Cubby.
Well, that was a great play nonetheless. Anthony Mata being compared right now to every all-star shortstop or any shortstop for that matter in Major League Baseball.
Good for that young man.
Oh, that was a great play. That was a good one.
Luke Warrington here, the left fielder for Westview, has a 3-0 count now on him as one out here in the top of the third.
Yeah, if you're Jaden Wilcox, the pitcher here, you don't want to walk the number 9 batter. You just got a great play from your shortstop. You have a chance to get to the top of the order with 2 outs. Make him put the ball in play. You don't want to give him a free pass.
Yeah, good call. And there goes a strike, taken all the way by Warrington. Crowd getting bigger by the half inning as there goes a pitch inside.
Ooh, that one.
We call that a strike.
Yeah, Warrington was on halfway to first base.
I was with him.
That looked like that was well inside, but umpire right there, not getting a lot of love from the Westview fans.
I got to get my eraser because I'm ready to put the walk in there.
And
there
instead he strikes out.
Wow. Big swing and a miss. Remember that play. That could be a big one as we move forward. 2 outs now. Top of the order, Jackson now for Westview. Now singled and then was caught stealing after a wild pitch as he was trying to move to third. And that pitch is away, ball 1. He moved this. Him and Ryan Chow had 2 hits in the first inning. There goes a pitch on the outside corner, strike. And the reason why on the wild pitch you give him a caught stealing was he never actually started moving the third until after the fact. So you don't say that he was trying to advance on the wild pitch. There goes a pitch away, 2-1. He looks like a classic leadoff hitter that you used to see in our era, Andrew, almost like Brady Anderson. Remember Brady Anderson? Ball hit back to the screen, kind of with the open sleeves and then kind of this stand close to the plate. Anderson was a left-hand hitter, but
I wonder if he has the long sideburns like Brady Anderson had.
That'd be cool. Oh yeah,
the old school Luke Perry, Jason Priestley look.
There you go. Now you're talking. 3-2 as that pitch is low.
Kids nowadays, I don't think they understand that look.
Yeah. Unbelievable, that era. Sometimes when you look back on that. 3-2 pitch.
Ooh.
And there goes a drive. Pretty well hit the left center field. And that ball is going to go off the wall. Now is at second. He'll take a turn there, but stay there. And he has himself a 2-out double. And you can see he's dangerous just like Brady Anderson as he drove that ball in the gap.
Well, he's halfway to the cycle. Single his first at bat, double there. That was drilled. Big look at that center field fence is what, 410?
Yep. 410 to like.
He got about 395 of it. Maybe even a little bit more.
Yeah, that was a nice 2-out hit. And what you liked about that was it was a buzz on both fan bases on that one.
That was a cleanly. Now McClellan, who struck out his first plate appearance, has a chance to get the game's first run if he can.
Wilcox's first pitch is in there for a strike.
Good composure by the youngster, the sophomore, giving up that hard double, comes in and immediately gets ahead.
Well, one thing he has to learn there is if you make a mistake to this lineup, they'll make you pay. As that pitch is on the outside corner, 1 ball, 1 strike. McClellan, as Andrew mentioned, struck out in the first inning. If you remember that pitch sequence, Wilcox kept throwing the ball out, away from him, and then he swung out swinging. This time he's a little bit more patient, as it's now 2 balls, 1 strike to him. So he learned something from that first at bat off of Wilcox. He'll make you chase if you don't be a little bit more disciplined at the plate.
Nice pitch.
Yeah, right on the outside corner, 2-2.
That buckled McClellan. You can see he wasn't ready for it to change like that.
Yeah, you're seeing good pitches, especially in key situations by both Sowell and now Wilcox. 2-2 pitch. Ooh, taken all the way, but umpire, I think, had to think about it, and then he made it 3-2. Wilcox looks at the runner at second. The pitch swung on, a little tap out in front of home. And the catcher Smith over to Brown, and that will do it for Westview. No runs, 1 hit. They leave a man on at second. We completed 2.5 here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. We're scoreless here for the D1 Championship on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back. Back here for the top of the third inning. Thomas Conroy along with Andrew Jensen. We're on the NFHS Network. We're coming to you live from Tony Gwynn Stadium. Scoreless battle between Westview and Grossmont for the D1 title. Top of the order, Zachary Farris. He pops one over third, and that goes into the seats and out of play.
Ferris with the infield single, his last at bat.
I think I said this was the top of the third. This is the bottom of the third, obviously. So one strike to Ferris. Left-hand hitter. Kelton Stewart throws and in there. Strike two. It will be Ferris, Romero, and Valdez here for the Foothillers. And a little tapper off of first, but foul. Nice pick up there by Ryan Chow. Oh, 2 count. So we'll throw, swing and a miss, right underneath the hands of Ferris for the first out of the bottom of the third.
6 strikeout of the game so far.
What are they combined right now, both of these pitchers?
Let's see. Stowell has 6, and it's only the bottom of the third. Wilcox has 5.
Nice 11K performance.
Definitely living up to the hype of playing under the lights for a championship game. That's what you dream of as a kid, because you don't play a whole lot of night games. You usually play afternoon, Friday afternoon, or Wednesday afternoons after school, 3 o'clock start or so.
Yeah, exactly.
And even in Little League, you don't get, or Pony League, you don't get a whole lot of night games. I know in club you do, but this is kind of what you dream of, you know, playing for a championship under the lights. Your senior, or a lot of these kids in their senior year, and they're making the most of it.
Yeah, and you know, where I grew up in New York, it's mostly Pony League during the summer, and like you mentioned, very rarely you get night games.
And most of these kids play travel ball, and those games vary all throughout the day. But for the most part, high school, Pony, Little League are always going to be during the day, the vast majority of the time.
1 ball, 2 strike count on Brody Romero, who struck out in the first inning. He was the first of 4 consecutive strikeouts by Kelton Stowell. And he hits it right onto the screen. Ball and 2 strikes. As Andrew mentioned, the dimensions here at Tony Gwynn Stadium, 340 down both lines. Then it jets out to 410 and just a little bit past the gap. In both outfield gaps, and
we haven't seen anybody really test it
no.
until that last long fly ball by
but
Anthony Mata. But last game we saw there was hardly any fly balls. It was mainly base grounders or line drive type base hits.
Yeah,
that was the first time we saw someone really test the dimensions here.
Waste pitch up high, 2-2. Will we have a home run this weekend here?
You may. There might be one tonight. Tomorrow, again, you have Eastlake and Poway, which two Titans. Poway is their mascot is the Titans, but I was going to say you have 2 Titans going at it.
High pop-up. That's going to go out in the shallow center field. The shortstop going back, and he makes the play. Leo Mosby for Westview. Stuck with it. Nice play.
We got the Eastlake Titans and the Poway Titans.
One of them is going to win.
I have Morse versus Mount Miguel and Southwest High versus Mount Carmel. So Mount Carmel right down the road from this Westview team, literally.
Yeah.
So again, those games tomorrow on the NFHS Network. My first one starts at 12, and then 3:30. Yours is right after. So you have a full day. Your pass that you're watching tonight will be valid tomorrow.
Yep, you can watch Andrew at 12, then multi-screen us at 3:30 and then come back to me at 7
The
o'clock.
Open Division, the big boy game.
Exactly.
Although don't tell it to these two kids over here in Division One. They're just as talented.
Yeah,
These guys are very big boy as well.
Keone Valdez struck out his first time up, takes the first pitch up high, ball 1. So we'll throws, and there goes another major league
and
pop
this goes to Stoll again. Let's see if he calls it.
Man.
Same situation, and this time he's able to corral it.
No, Chow caught it.
And he should have.
The first baseman. This thing, get out of the way, would you, man?
Didn't you learn the first time? That's what he should have done the first time.
Exactly. 3 up, 3 down here at the third inning. We're still scoreless here at Tony Gwynn Stadium on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back right after these timeouts for more action.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Back here for the top of the fourth inning here. Give you the line score quickly. For Westview, no runs, 3 hits, no errors. And for Grossmont, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. We are in a pitcher's duel as Jaden Wilcox now will go on top of the mound as Ryan Chow, who made the last out, recorded it. He singled his first time up, and he takes a strike.
That last pop-up was very scarily. Looked like it was going to be a repeat of what happened earlier. And Chow came in at the last minute. It's like, nope. I'll take that, thank you.
The 0-1 pitch.
Just misses.
Outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
This Westview team beat Madison 3 times in this past tournament to get to this point. Madison, a very good baseball program, and it's very rarely you see a team play the same team that many times in the tournament, but with the different loser brackets, and you often see it, or it can happen.
That foul ball went just over to our right. Yeah, we saw that in boys volleyball this year, Andrew. Double elimination, and La Casa Canyon and Westview actually they played 3 straight times in the playoffs. As there goes the pitch load, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Grossmont sailed right through. They beat La Jolla Country Day, St. Augustine, and then Granite Hills to get to where they are now.
Granite Hills, pretty good baseball program.
A very good program out there in El Cajon.
Pitches low 3-2. Excuse me.
Westview beat San Marcos, and then beat Canyon Crest, and then lost to Madison, but then played them again and beat them. And since they had to play one more time as a tiebreaker, they beat them that 3rd time.
Oh man!
So those two teams are very familiar with each other.
Pop up off to our right and out of play. So the count remains 3-2.
Again, Westview, number 11 seed, no one really expects them to do much. They're kind of playing with house money right now, or no expectations. They can go out and play loose. Grossmont, the number 1 seed, all of a sudden in a tight battle here as we approach the halfway mark in this game. The closer we get to that 7th inning, the more pressure is going to go on the Grossmont because they're expected to win.
One other thing that's kind of cool too, Andrew, is let me wait for this pitch. 3-2, and that's outside ball 4. One thing that I always find cool is here we're lucky here in San Diego. We were talking about this in between broadcasts of We have 3 D1 programs here now, and really 3 quality venues that the San Diego section can use for these championships. Last year we were over at UCSD, and 2 years before that USD, and now this year here at San Diego State. So really, really great to see them use all these quality
And on top
venues.
of that, you always have the regular season game at Petco.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Not everybody gets to play that, but there's a showcase once a year where there's select high schools get that opportunity. So you have those 3 great collegiate opportunities, and then you have Petco.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of these high schools nowadays are high tech as well for baseball fields.
Yeah, and you're going to one tomorrow at Poway. There goes a big swing and a miss by Mosby, 1 ball, 1 strike. So Chow walks, and Leo Mosby, who struck out his first time up, has a 1-1 count on him.
Definitely a long way from. I went to high school, had just a backstop and converted softball field that is kind of raggedy, didn't have lights.
My high school didn't even have a field. We had to go down to play at the municipal park.
That's because they don't play baseball in New York.
Yeah.
It snows all the time.
At that time of the year. But it was a quality municipal park, because that's where the Pony League was, and that's when it really came out. Strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
Well, it's amazing. You look up and down the rosters of any major league team, and there's so many players that come out of San Diego, the San Diego area. It's just a baseball-rich city, and it always has been. I mean, weather is perfect other than this, besides this year. Normally the weather is perfect year-round, and you can continue to play, but other cities don't get that luxury, or most other cities, I should say.
It really, you're right on. And there goes a hard grounder right to short. Could be a double play. For the second for 1, back to first, double play. Mata that time kind of had trouble getting the ball out of his glove, but did throw it over to Romero to get the force on Chow, 6-4. So Mosby now will stay on at first base. Here's Kanoa Williams now, the second baseman for Westview. He bounced out to first, his first time up. Right-hand hitter. A little bit of an open stance here. Short lead by Mosby, but Wilcox will throw over there anyways. Next pitch on the outside corner. Two strikes now on Williams. So 1 strike, he threw over to first. Wilcox throws, and that one's in the dirt, ball and a strike. Wilcox doing a little manicuring on the mound. Now back on top of the hill. Looks over at Mosby. And the pitch is a little tapper right out in front of the mound. Wilcox over to Brown for the put out. Going to second base is Mosby, but there are 2 outs now.
Runner in scoring position now for Overbo and get this game's first run.
And that brings up Tyler Overbo. Overbo was caught looking his first time up. Second time the Wolverines have had a runner at second base. They did it in the last inning when, after Jackson Now's double off the fence in left center field. But that came with 2 outs. We'll see what happens.
Pickoff move.
A little bit high, Romero. I know it's all about keeping runners close, but I would just concern myself with the hitter and not worry about him. He's taking a long look at Mosby, and there goes a fly ball.
That might drop.
Little dinker down the right field line, and that's going to fall in front of Inez. Rounding third and heading home is Mosby, and the Wolverines lead at 1-0.
You couldn't have walked out there and dropped that any better. Where he hit it. That was literally perfection where he placed that. first run. And Westview, the number 11 seed, takes the 1-0 lead as we are about halfway through this one.
Now I could use my line that I said off air during our break, a little duck snort to right field.
That was definitely what you would call a duck snort.
Danny Inez played it on a hop. So Tyler Overbo gets an RBI single, and Mosby gets the run scored. And as Andrew mentioned, they lead it now 1-0. Here comes J.P. Rocha, bounce out the second, and he takes one up high, ball one. Well, you kind of seen the formula that Westview uses, Andrew. Get good pitching, and you kind of hang around, and if you and you capitalize on those scoring chances when you can.
We're going to keep this going, get some insurance run.
1-0 pitch by Wilcox is low, 2-0.
We'll see if Wilcox might be a little rattled.
Waiting now for the batter to get it into the box. 2-0 pitch. And there goes a drive to right at Inez, and he makes the grab. Wow, what a grab by him. He charges in to make the catch. But the damage has been done. 1 run on 1 hit. There was a man left on at first base. We completed 3.5 here at Tony Gwynn Stadium. The Westview Wolverines take a 1-0 lead over the Grossmont Foothillers here on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back right after this. Back here at Tony Gwynn Stadium, the Wolverines doing their warm-ups here as we're getting ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. It will be for the Foothillers. They're 4, 5, and 6 hitters.
Must be getting cold outside. Our videographer putting his hoodie on, zipping up.
Looks like Nanook of the North there.
We are the North. Toronto Raptors fan?
Yeah, there he is. That goes good here with Kawhi.
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah.
Yeah.
I knew I had a tie-in.
Kelton Stoll now has a 1-0 lead, and first pitch is in there for a strike.
Yeah, he gets the pitch with the lead, and we'll see if he starts to let loose. He's been pretty much unhittable thus far. He's only given up 2 hits and a walk.
Yeah, an infield hit to Farris in the first, and then Brandon Smith, a little dinker in the second inning.
Nice.
Foul tip right onto the screen by Inez. You know, Andrew, I wonder if Grossmont should maybe just kind of just try to make contact and not try to swing so hard as they are. I know that's kind of the game right now is to get the ball in the air and do some damage. But I think with Stoll right now, you're just playing into his hand, especially the way he has decent control, and he'll work that strike zone to strike you out.
Well, now he has a run to work with as well, so he can be extra aggressive. And got him. Strikeout number 7.
Yeah, way out in front was Inez. Second time he's gone down swinging. And here comes Justin Brown, the first baseman. He struck out in the second.
Kelton Stoll kid. He can throw it.
He's a senior, and no better way. And that first pitch is on the outside corner, a strike. Tell me there's no better way than this, Andrew. Your senior season, pitching in a championship game on the mound of Tony Gwynn Stadium, and you're having a performance like you're mentioning. There goes a pop-up over first. Long run for the defenders. And both the right fielder and the second baseman slide. I don't know if they collided, but neither one of them caught the baseball. That was Williams and Overbo. Both of them are okay. It's a 2-strike count on the batter. That could have been scary. Seen too many injuries of defenders running into each other trying to make a play.
Kelton Stoll heading to the University of Oregon.
Ah, there you go.
I knew I liked this kid.
Got the big supporters for that school, Phil Knight and Andrew Jensen. That pitch is up high.
I'm just a notch below Uncle Phil.
Yeah, there you go.
He only has about $2 billion more than I do, but, semantics. He can pitch. You can see it. He's very composed. Great placement. I mean, this Grossmont team is a very good team, and he has them completely off balance.
Yeah, a little bit high up there. He kind of had a weird delivery there. Wonder if he kind of slipped as he went through his foul through. Now he's going on the back part of the mound. 2-2 count to Brown. Brown holds the bat a little bit higher over his head than most as that pitch is low, and now we got a full count. James Odom, the designated hitter, is waiting on deck. 7 strikeouts, but he's only walked one batter, and that's Odom, the next hitter. 3-2 pitch.
That's a great pitch.
In there for a strike.
Another strikeout.
Wow. What you're impressed by that was Brown stood straight up and was fooled like no other. 2 outs there. And that's a call, strike 3, and here comes Odom.
Odom, the only one to walk in this game for Grossmont. I expect Stoll to come right at him.
I don't disagree with that. Stoll's first pitch in there for a strike. He's in the groove, folks. Sit back and enjoy this one. As a sign, the pitch. Ooh. Swung on a miss, challenged him right up and in, and blew it by him. 2 strikes.
Blew my contact right out. Excuse me while I fix that.
Cold lens crafter right now. 2 strikes.
Ooh, that just missed. The whole team was running off the field like they're going to get the call. Literally.
Williams has to get back to second because he was about halfway in the dugout.
You can hear the Westview fans with the loud moan. Mm-hmm. Literally, everybody was running towards the dugout thinking that was a strike.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch, swung on a miss.
No doubt there.
So he strikes out the side for the second time tonight. And
9th strikeout.
Yep. Grossmont goes 1-2-3 here in the 4th. We'll take a timeout here. Westview leads Grossmont 1-0 on the NFHS Network. We'll be right back. Back here at the top of the fifth inning on the NFHS Network. Thomas Conroy along with Andrew Jensen. We're bringing to you live Division I San Diego Section Boys Baseball Championships from Tony Gwynn Stadium as Jaden Wilcox throws the first pitch a low, ball one, to Jason Wright, the designated hitter for the Wolverines. Next pitch is in there, 1 ball, 1 strike.
And we've been talking about Stowell, and rightfully so, but Wilcox pitching a heck of a game himself and only giving up that 1 run.
How many strikeouts does
he has? 5 strikeouts to go for tonight, which is pretty solid.
And 1 and 2. Yeah, you forget that there's somebody else on the mound that's pitching pretty well.
Now you gave up that little, well, you call it duck snort down the right field line. Then there's one that
there
was hit
goes a
hard.
Drive to right. Inez coming in. He'll make the grab.
That was hit right on the money, but right at him.
Yeah, that time Inez, similar to the final out of the 4th inning, he came in and played the ball perfectly. That was hit right on the screws there by Wright. So 1 away. And Luke Warrington now will step in, the left fielder. And his first pitch on the outside corner is strike. Warrington struck out in the 3rd inning. And there goes a pop-up on the screen. Quickly, 2 strikes to the batter. Wilcox next pitch, and that one, ooh, where did that go? That went in the crowd. I don't know if that hit somebody, but man, that thing flew into the crowd.
That's why they put those nets in place in the Major League.
Oh, man.
Because of that very situation.
2 strikes, and the pitch is in there. Yeah, he went around.
Strikeout number 6.
And these aren't, these aren't wooden bats either. They ricochets off of these bad boys. You're getting hurt. I still don't know where that ball went, but nobody's hurt, thank God.
Now, there's a round of applause over there, so whoever came close to it apparently is okay.
So 2 outs, and here comes Jackson now.
And he's been kind of the thorn in the side of Wilcox. He has a single and a double.
And that double was a shot to left center field.
And he falls behind early here, 0-1, but he has been the one guy that's been able to see Wilcox pretty clearly.
Next pitch by Wilcox. Yep. There goes a high drive.
Just missed it.
Yeah, he got underneath it. Left fielder Ferris is underneath it, and he'll make the grab, and that will do it for the Wolverines here in the 5th inning. They go 1-2-3. We'll take a quick timeout here on the NFHS Network. Westview leads Grossmont 1-0. We'll be right back.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 Westview over Grossmont. For the Foothillers, they'll have their bottom of the order coming up, 7, 8, and 9 hitters. That would be Mata, Smith, and Gomez.
Well, you saw before Grossmont came off the field there, they had a huge team huddle in front of the dugout, realizing this is crunch time. They're running out of time. They have 9 outs left to work with. And right now, Stowell is looking unhittable. So at this point, you got to come together and have good plate appearances and make sure you have quality at bats.
Yeah, and you hit it right on the head, Andrew. You start counting outs, especially in a championship game, and how you get to these final 9 outs is going to be really a telltale sign for both of these teams as we start off the bottom of the 5th. Mr. Motor now steps in. He flied out to left his first time up. Stowell's first pitch on the outside corner, a strike. Anthony Motor, the shortstop for Grossmont. A great defensive play earlier.
Ooh.
And he takes a swing and a miss, and, man, this guy is in a groove.
His location is perfect. He's putting it just perfect. If they take it, it's going to be a strike anyway. But if you hit it, it's not going anywhere.
Right.
So he's just in a zone right now with his location.
He's just challenging you, and I just love that. 0-2 pitch, outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that was the pitch we were talking about earlier in the contest, Andrew. I think it was on Romero, where he made him keep chasing the ball. And he uses it to his advantage. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And there goes a swing and a miss. And right there, Motto just way out in front of that pitch and strikes out for the first time tonight.
10th strikeout of the day.
Brandon Smith coming up. Singled his first time up. He has 1 of 2 hits. Zachary Farris had one in the as the first batter of this contest. Excuse me, first batter facing Stowell. There goes a strike. 0-1. Ten strikeouts. Stowell throws in there for a strike. No balls, 2 strikes. Will 1 run be enough for Westview? The pitch will pop up over the dugout and far out of play. The PA announcer says green coupon, but I think that might have went to the concession stand, that ball. That flew way over and out of play. And there goes a swing and a miss. Half-hearted swing for the 11th K for Stowell. And 2 outs here in the 5th.
The 5th strikeout in a row. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, he's had stretches where he struck out 4 batters from the first to the top of the first 3 outs of the game, all the way to the first out of the second inning. And as Andrew just mentioned, this is now his 5th consecutive strikeout. There goes a swing and a miss by Isaiah Gomez, who struck out in the second inning. Oregon's getting a good ball player. And if I'm not mistaken, swing and a miss. I saw Oregon and UCLA. They were playing it in earlier this week.
Well, draft is in a few weeks away, and this kid's name is going to be out there.
0-2.
I'm sure there's some scouts out right now in the stands among us.
Yeah. And they're like, okay.
You're putting on a show. I mean, this isn't like they're playing a very solid opponent right now.
Yeah.
And he's shutting them down single-handedly. He's not even letting his defense do anything. He's doing it by himself, him and the catcher.
Yeah, and you know, when you kind of look at a team and you go, how the heck did they make a championship game? Well, when you get pitching like this, he's making quality hitters just look really foolish here. And there goes a swing and a miss. In the dirt, the catcher throws to Chow, the first baseman, and that will do it as they meet Stowell Matter of fact, the half the team is out there meeting them. But another 1-2-3 inning, another strikeout the side, 6 in a row for Stowell on K's. We'll be back 1-0 Westview over Grossmont on the NFHS Network. Back here for the top of the 6th inning. As that pitch is bunted back to the screen, we're going to send the play-by-play over to my partner, Andrew Jensen.
Well, Patrick McClellan, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. We'll try to help get some insurance for this Westview team. They have a 1-run advantage as we approach the ending of this. And McClellan swings and misses. Top of the 6th. High school, you only go 7 innings, so we're at pretty much at the end. There's bullpen action for Grossmont. And again, we mentioned it earlier, Stoll having just a lights-out game. Lost in the mix is Wilcox, only giving up 1, and that coming on not really a hard-hit ball.
No, kind of this a little blooper down the right field line, and you called it immediately. You said that's going to be trouble, and it was.
Nice pitch.
Called strike 3.
Another strikeout for Wilcox. And again, Wilcox only a sophomore, so he's putting up these numbers in a championship game. He has 2 more years of eligibility. So this kid, you got to imagine this time 2 years from now, you'll be having the same kind of looks and offers as Stowell.
Yeah, getting to recap that scoring play, Mosby was on second, and he scored on a little bloop single by Tyler Overbo down the right field line for their lone run for the Westview.
Yeah, the only player that's really done anything for Westview offensively is Jackson now. And other than that, it's been the same fate. So it's been a very similar game other than 2 players, Jackson Chow and Kelton Sowell. So now it is Ryan Cho, who's 1 for 1 with a walk. He had a single in the first inning. 1 away here. That one hits the corner, strike 2.
And they're warming up pretty good. I got one of the numbers for you, Andrew, warming up for the.
Yeah,
that's Jack Hyde, the senior right-hand pitcher. Can't see the other pitcher for Grossmont warming up.
Well, there's a strikeout there. Cho's back-to-back strikeouts. That brings up Mosby, who's struck out and reached on a fielder choice. This game flying by.
It really is. It's a 9:15, and remember, folks, we started about 15 minutes late, approximately 7:45.
So we're an hour and a half in, whereas on our first game, an hour and a half in, we were only in like the 2nd inning. That might have been one of the longest baseball games I've been a part of for high school. Seemed like every at-bat was a full count for everybody, both sides. That one just misses, 1-1. Both these pitchers aren't messing around with full counts. They're just going after the strikeouts.
Yeah, it's pretty refreshing to see pitchers this.
That one checked foul, 1-2.
Yeah.
I love an old-fashioned pitcher's duel. Like today's day and age, and in pretty much every sport, you like to see the Patrick Mahomes of football and the Steph Curry of basketball and teams putting up tons of runs in baseball, but I like the old school 1-0 or defensive battles in basketball and football. Call me old school, but it's refreshing seeing that one's a little high. There's nothing, and I think even new school will agree with this. In the playoffs, there's nothing more intense than playoff baseball, like a 1-0 nail biter in the ninth inning. Like that is just playoff baseball is pretty legit, and it's carrying on to high school. Every pitch is analyzed, and every mistake is magnified.
I mean, who can forget when in 2001, if you're old enough, Clemens and Schilling in that D-backs Yankees Game 7.
That was almost 20 years ago.
Yeah. But just the amazing pitching of both of those big-time pitchers, they really were up their game there.
That one fouled off. Will reach the seats. I still remember watching Kerry Wood with his 20 strikeouts. That was the 20th anniversary this past couple weeks ago.
Right?
Yeah.
Was it in April, right?
Yeah, I remember. I was finishing my first year at Mesa College here, and I remember coming home and turning on WGN when the Cubs used to be on WGN, and he was putting on a show. If injuries didn't hold him back, he would have been something special. That one is hit high, but right at the center fielder, Valdez, and he will make the catch for out number 3, and that will do it for the top half of the 6th. We'll step aside and come back with the bottom half in just a sec here on the NFHS Network. Bottom of the 6th inning, crunch time here for Grossmont. And it's the top of the order, so this is do or die time. Zach Ferris comes up. He's 1 for 2 with the single. Led the game off in the bottom half of the first with this infield single, and then struck out in the 3rd. And still on the mound.
Can he be dominant 3rd time around the order? We shall see.
That's big. Usually once you see a guy a couple times. And that one right past Ferris for strike 1.
Andrew, you mentioned Ferris, 1 for 2, infield hit and struck out.
0-1 count. That one misses outside, 1-1. Ferris has some speed, so if he can get on somehow, makes Stoll a little uncomfortable. That's the thing. He hasn't really worked with anybody on base.
Mm-hmm.
So you get some speed on first base, and that might mess up his rhythm. 1-1, you got to have a good eye here if you're Ferris. And he'll call a time.
Yeah, Grossmont has only had 2 base runners on one time in this contest, Andrew. That was in the 2nd inning. A walk to Odom and then an infield hit to Smith. That came with 2 outs.
That one right down there for strike 2. Brody Romero waits on deck. He's 0 for 2.
As a matter of fact, that was the only inning where the Foothillers had more than 3 batters in an inning, as they sent 5 in that inning.
And that one, he couldn't hold up. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 13. Ferris goes down for the 2nd time.
And that's 7 Ks in a row now for
it's like a video game.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I've seen anything like this. And we've seen a lot of great pitchers over the years, and this is just flat-out dominance.
Well, we've seen it, but we've been talking about it at the major league level.
I haven't seen that at the high school level.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That one hits the corner. And when you're on fire, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. If it's close, the umpire is going to go with it.
Yeah, you're right.
And that one may have been a little bit out, but if it's close, you're going with the guy that has 13 strikeouts.
Romero 0 for 2, struck out and popped out the second.
That one hit a mile high towards the second baseman. Williams calls off and makes the catch for out number 2. So someone made contact, but not the way they wanted. And that is the second out, and they'll bring up Keone Valdez.
If you think about it, Andrew, that's the second time that we've had really a major league pop-up by a Grossmont player. You remember the misplay in foul territory, and then the pop-up to Chow by Valdez to end the third, and then right there.
That's the only miscue I've seen today.
Right.
And that's only because he was taking charge and trying to make the out. And there's one that's hit pretty hard, but it's right at the center fielder. And that will be out number 3 as Jackson now comes out and makes the catch. That was the third out, so Westview 3 outs away from winning it. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the top of the 7th in just a sec here on the NFHS Network. Inning of regulation baseball anyway. Westview would love to get an insurance run or two. It will be
Williams, Overbo, and Rocha for the Wolverines.
And Williams, 2 groundouts in this game so far. Wilcox still on the mound. This one hit hard to center. Valdez back and makes the catch for out number 1.
Yeah, he had to go back on that ball. I didn't really think it when it went off of Williams' bat that it would travel that far, Andrew, but he gave it a good ride.
1 pitch, 1 out. That brings up the hero, besides still the hero so far, Tyler Overbo with the RBI single in the 3rd inning.
Yep, that little loop shot right down the right field line that just eluded Danny Inez, the right fielder for Grossmont.
He'll take the first pitch for ball 1. So Overbo trying to do the same, get on base here. If he does, it'll be J.P. Rocha, and then Jason Wright would follow him. That one hit a mile high down the right field line. Will it stay fair? Brown runs out of real estate.
Ooh.
Ran into the fence.
Got to take a better look at that, young man. You can hurt yourself. He ran into that pretty good. 1 ball, 1 strike.
1-1, the count, 1 out. 1 inning away from Westview being your Division I San Diego section title champion. Grossmont will have one last crack at it to tie it or win it. That one hit hard again. That one's foul. 0-2, or 1-2.
Nice play by the first base coach, eluding that little streaming liner at him.
And that's why the first base and third base coaches wear helmets.
Yeah, great point.
1-0. 1-0 the score, 1-2 the count. And that one outside, evens up 2-2.
You mentioned it, Andrew. If they can get an insurance run here, that makes it just so much.
Well, make it almost
harder,
impossible
yeah.
going up against Stoll, who can't even give up a hit right now. I mean, you have to get 2 runs against him.
I hear you.
But again, we keep taking it's hard because Wilcox is pitching a heck of a game, but he's just overshadowed because he's down 1 run. And again, we mentioned it before, it's not like he was knocked around for that 1 run. It was just a bloop shot that found the right spot. And the guy that did it is still at the plate, causing fits.
You just put one on the concourse.
I wonder how many times the PA announcer has said that. Every time there's a foul ball, he makes that same statement. Please return it for drinks. Well, what happens if you bring it back in the 7th inning when vending machines it's closed?
Oop, I don't know what happened there. Definitely hit the catcher. I don't know if it bounced off the bat of Overbo as he was trying to check his swing.
The umpire went out to the pitcher to hand deliver the new baseball.
So it might have.
Probably giving the catcher or Overbo a little bit of extra time to catch their breath.
Call that professional courtesy.
Yep, umpire going out there and giving them some extra time. 2-2 pitch. This one hit hard towards right, and it will drop again. That's almost exactly where he had the RBI single.
That is exactly where he hit that ball.
And he does it again. This time not for an RBI, but for a single.
Yeah, that time a little bit of more of an inside-out swing there by Overbo. But same result, right in front of Inez for the hit.
And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change as Jaden Wilcox getting hugs from his teammates, and deservingly so. He pitched a gem. Yeah, he will be done.
He really did, and he's going to get a standing O here from the crowd. And as he walks off the field, looks like Jack Hyde. Nope, we got a new pitcher. It's not Hyde who is warming up. It's Jake Romero, the freshman, coming on. We'll take a break here. Get to the numbers right back here on the NFHS Network.
Back on the NFHS Network as we have a new pitcher.
Jake Romero.
JP Rocha is at the plate. And the new pitcher is Jake Romero, who's listed as a 6'1", 220 freshman. Talk about coming in at a big moment. Welcome to high school.
Yeah, no doubt.
Coming to the top of the 7th and keep it a 1-0 game. But he isn't built like a freshman, that is for sure. 6'1", 220.
Rocha 0 for 2 in the night, Andrew.
Yeah, Romero throws some heat. That one's fouled out by Rocha. 0 for 2, a ground out and a fly out. Oh, 1 pitch. That one low and away, ball 1. A lot of pressure for a freshman to keep it at bay here. I mean, you really do have to keep it within 1 run.
I'm amazed that he's out on the mound.
I mean, we haven't honestly seen him the whole year, so he could have been dominant for all we know, just because we haven't been able to cover this.
I agree.
But it's just such a big moment.
You just don't normally see a young player of his ability out here in a key moment.
That one chopped to second, made for two. Second for one, the double clutch, and in time. So the freshman comes in and induces a double play.
Nice job.
And that will do it for the top of the seventh. So Grossmont will come up with a little bit of momentum here after a big play. We'll see if that sparks their offense. We'll come back for the bottom of the seventh in just a sec.
This event is brought to you by Champion. Since 1919, Champion has created the durable, authentic sportswear you need to conquer your goals. As the official uniform and apparel provider for the NFHS, Champion helps athletes at every level make their mark, the mark of a champion. View our apparel today at champion.com.
Back for the bottom of the seventh will be the 4, 5, 6 batters. Danny Yanez, Justin Brown, and James Odom are the scheduled batters. Yanez is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Brown 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Odom 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. But this is number one seed. They're the number one seed for a reason. We'll see if they're able to step up to the challenge here. At the very least, force extra innings.
Warming up right now, Kelton Stoll.
Yep.
He is the man of the game.
Yeah, he's been lights out. I got to double-check the strikeouts. There's so many Ks here.
I got 13.
Yeah, 13 strikeouts.
13 strikeouts with 1 walk. That was Odom.
Well, and think about it. In a 7-inning game, you can only get a total of 21 strikeouts. He's at 13, and we still have 3 outs to go here, so pretty impressive. Stoll, the senior. First pitch fouled back. So he's ahead of Danny Yanez quickly, 0-1.
And really, to me, Andrew, the big thing that is he's only allowed 1/2 inning of 3 or more batters. That was in the second where he had to face 5 batters in that inning. Other than that, it's been 1, 2, 3.
Stoll takes that one for strike 2, quickly ahead 0-2.
Grossmont fans on the left of us, Andrew, standing up to try to cheer their team to tie this game. Westview fans to our right are cheering this young man's great performance.
0-2 pitch is taken a little bit low for a ball. 1-2. Yeah, the number 1 seed, Grossmont. A little stunned here that the number 11 seed is making a powering move. Again, coming in this game 12-21.
Inez struck out in the first and in the fourth. He does not want a 3rd strikeout.
And that one hit a mile high. Again, this one goes to Stoll. He is called off, rightfully so, by the first baseman. Ryan Cho comes in and makes the out for out number 1. Again, that's the only mistake I've seen him do this game is when he tried to field that ball.
Yeah.
And it didn't come back to hurt him, but that's the only mistake. And that wasn't even him pitching.
So 1 down here in the 7th.
And here comes Justin Brown, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Grossmont down to their final 2 outs.
Swung out and missed in the second, caught looking in the 4th.
And hits one high to the third baseman, calls everybody off. McClellan will make the out for out number 2.
Woo.
Back-to-back pop-outs. And it will be up to James Odom, who walked his first plate appearance and struck out his second. and Stoll has just, there's no other way to put it, just been lights out. When they are making contact, they're pop-ups. They're not able to get solid contact on it. Just too much movement.
And everybody on the Westview side is cheering. Bullpen now running in because they know this young man is going to finish this game.
Odom takes the first pitch for strike one. Still 2 strikes away.
Wow, you love this, man. What action and just really intensity here from the crowd.
That one in there, strike 2. Grossmont down to their final strike. They have 2 hits in this entire game. One by Ferris and one by Brandon Smith, both in the early innings. But Stoll has settled in, and he is 1 strike away, and he doesn't get it there. That one's a little bit high, 1-2.
Yeah, that's what he's been doing a lot, Andrew, was to kind of see if they would chase, and they were in the early part.
1-2 pitch. That one hits the corner, strike 3. That is it. Westview wins it. And it's only fitting that the game ends on a Kelton Stoll strikeout.
On the outside corner, as you mentioned, watching the celebration there, that's amazing. And 14 Ks on the night for the young man with only 1 walk.
That was one of the most impressive performances I've seen. And I've seen a lot of different baseball games at different levels. That was impressive. He gave up that first single, the first batter he saw it, and that was a little infield single. But after that, it was just lights out. 14 strikeouts, and again, made this Grossmont team, who's a very number 1 seed, a solid team, just they couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, pretty amazing. I've never seen a pitching performance like this. It's funny. The last time I worked a baseball game for the network here was Danny Caramia, who was pitching at that time for Cathedral. He pitched an impressive performance, but he walked 7 batters in that contest. So he was kind of dangerously wild. That worked to his advantage. But I've never seen a pitcher just come flat out and basically, challenge these hitters saying, try to hit me. And I don't think you can. And he really was up to the task. And 14 Ks, that's nothing to sneeze about.
14 Ks, only 1 walk and 2 hits.
Yeah.
And again, University of Oregon the Ducks are getting a great one, but we'll see where it happens in the draft. I guarantee there is numerous scouts in this attendance tonight. We'll see what happens. I mean, he'll be a little bit undersized, but at this level if you got stuff, you got stuff.
Yeah, we came into this contest wondering how does a team with only 12 wins on the season get to the championship game? Well, when you get pitching like this every couple of days, you're gonna win a majority of your games, and I guarantee you, Stoll has done this pretty much a standard operation procedure come playoff time, because this was about as dominant performance as you'll ever see at any level in baseball.
Congratulations to the Westview Wolverines, number 11 seed, going through the Division I playoffs as the Cinderella team and winning it against the number 1 Grossmont Foothillers. And if you're Grossmont, nothing to hang your head about. You had a heck of a season. Your pitcher pitched almost just as well, Jaden Wilcox, and he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, that's the kind of a frustrating part. I think that basically kind of takes place here is. We talk about Stoll, but Justin Wilcox, as you mentioned, had just a finer performance too. I mean, the only blemish in the game was, as you mentioned, that Overbo shot down the right field line that just eluded the right fielder and fell in front of him for the base hit.
Well, that is your D1 final. We'll have 4 more games for you tomorrow. I will be calling games up at Poway, the Division 5 final, which is Mount Carmel and Southwest High School. And then the Division 4 final, which is Morse and Mount Miguel. And then you'll have Division 2, which is Sage Creek and Classical Academy. And then the Open Division, Eastlake and Poway. But good luck matching this one, either of us.
Yeah, I know.
That was a fun game to watch. I'm honored to be a part of that in a small way.
Yeah, it was fun.
So that will do it for our broadcast. Our videographer, Dan Stewart, my partner, Thomas Conroy. I'm Andrew Jensen, saying we'll see you tomorrow throughout the day on the NFHS Network.